their selections. And Adele is going to make an excellent case for the Nichols runners.
Well, Paul absolutely loves this meeting. Like he loves having, he said it was one of his favourite meetings of the season. So, and he's got some great chances, and I'm hoping he's got two very strong ones. I couldn't quite decide between the two because I couldn't quite see which one he was siding with. From what I can see, both of them have got very good chances. So, Hacker does Plas for me. Who has done very, very little wrong, has got a good attitude. I suppose they probably learned a little bit about him with Angus, maybe hitting the front a little bit too soon with him the last time he rode him. So maybe he might just hold on to him a little bit more. That was at Cheltenham. He's a nice, neat jumper, looks quite straightforward. And then his other one, Rubo, look, he was firmly put in his place by Rare Edition on Boxing Day. That was on soft ground. I think the better ground on Saturday will suit him. A mark of 130. Paul seemed to think that was fine for him. So, again, the two of them just, they've not done anything really wrong for me. And I presume they're going to be big enough prices that you could even play them at the place market. I'm not sure which one's bigger. So, yeah, look, it's a great race. There's only ever been two winning favourites, so look for something at a big price. They've been as big as you like, the winners of that race. So yeah, I'm going for them too. I think Paul's going to have a great day on Saturday.
Well, he's running so much, isn't he? So just to agree with you there on, I was tossing up between two of them. I've sided with Rubo, who is an 8.5 shot. 10.0 is Hacker de Plas. You're quite right. After that race at Cheltenham, Paul said exactly that he hit the front too soon. I do think that is good form. I'm slightly put off by the fact that under his £5 penalty, he's actually £1 wrong. But
yeah, you would rather him not have that. But
yeah.
like I just don't like in the way he goes and the job he's done so far this season. I don't think there's not many negatives about him. So yeah, I'll pick them too.
So I'll side with Rubo for obviously they're going to keep going with Angus Chalida on Hacker de Plas, Harry Cobden's on Rubo. I know Rare Edition didn't exactly frank the form yesterday, but I still think that's a really good horse. And I just can't get out of my head the weight of money that came for Rubo last time. He's got the right profile for this race. Being a novice, I think 130 is. I think has the capability to be way beyond that. And yeah, I'm happy enough to take him, win and place. And the other one I want to back is One More for the Road. Definitely win and place. He's 34.0. He's a course and distance winner when he beat Captain Morgs, who proves, Steve, that he's no monkey. Captain Morgs. He's straightforward. When he won again recently, that's really good form. But also in that race, Gal Rhodes gone on to be rated higher over fences. Soaring Glory was disappointing in that. I know he nicked it a bit from the front, but I do like a horse that is up with the pace in this race. Much of that in recent seasons has been because it was a standing start when they had those in place. So maybe that's slightly skewed on now that they get another go to jog in. But still, I like you to be up with the pace in this race. He will be. The only bad run he's put in recently was last time. So that's at the back of my mind, but that's why he's the price he is. If you forgive that, I think he's got a lot in his favour. And I'm just really surprised he's the price he is. Jack Quinlan's won this race before as well. So One More for the Road, win and play. Steve Jones.
Unmute myself, I'll remember. Rare Edition yesterday was scoped a bit dirty, so I shouldn't worry about that if you do fancy the form there with Rubo. I fancy one. I can't understand why this horse is this price. He's 17.0, 21.0, something like that. Dear Mark, who is right down the bottom of the weight. Sam Thomas, who hasn't got a huge amount of horses, but he's got a good strike rate and he knows how to set one up for a decent race. This horse's form all the way through has been really good. And it's been, he handles decent ground. He won a bumper on decent ground, so he shouldn't have any problem with there. He took to hurdles. First time up, he finished second to Fenner Cross at Cheltenham back in October, again on decent ground. Now, Fenner Cross came out and won a Grade 2 at Cheltenham the following month when Dear Mark wasn't so good. But that certainly wasn't his form, and he bounced back from that to win at Hereford. And then last time on handicap debut at Kempton on softer ground, he beat Caleb a length and a half. Well, Caleb had form with the likes of Rare Edition in bumpers and Tamurus, the Tolworth winner. He actually unseated it in the Sydney Banks yesterday, but don't worry about that. But that's good form. And Dear Mark, even though he beat him a length and a half, absolutely bolted up. And the thing was, the jockey, Sam Twiston Davis, it's Charlie Deutsch this time, which is a good thing as well because he's riding really well. He couldn't hold on to him long enough. This horse travels so well. So this kind of race would be absolutely perfect for Dear Mark. He'll love him going a fast pace. He'll love the big field, so he can just cruise into it. And I've looked at it over and over again, and I just cannot understand why he's the price he is. So winning place, Dear Mark.
Yeah, 19.0 and DC.
I am going for 2 Chris Gordon horses in this. Adele mentioned about Paul Nichols loving this meeting, and Chris Gordon generally comes into form around this time of year, and he always has runners running well in this particular race. So the first one I'm looking at is Auchenrisk. He's back over hurdles after 3 runs chasing. He's rated £7 higher chasing after 3 runs than he is over hurdles. He's a horse I like an awful lot. I've kind of followed him over the last season. He's about 14 or 14.0, 16.0. Like Chris Gordon has had horses like Remeluk now placing this race at massive prices. He ran a cracker last time behind Boot Hill. He got one in a length to Boot Hill chasing. I think he's probably thrown in off the mark. He is. They're kind of in the middle of the weight, so I'll be having a win place betting him. He's about 15 or 16.0, and I'm going to go after the one who's at Highway 102, who again is just a good solid handicapper. He has already beaten Hacker de Place by 7.5 lengths this year at Ascot. He beat him on good ground there, absolutely thumped him. He was giving him £2 that day, and now he's giving him £1 today. He is 21.0. He's a massive price, so I'm just going to stick with what I know, stick with Chris Gordon. He's 5 winners from 12 in the last 2 weeks, and he's had 2 seconds as well in second out of 10, like they weren't 4 runner races, so he is in very good form. Keep an eye on him.
Yeah, I hope he wins